Hey, I wanted to just give you a little bit of instruction on two concepts that I mentioned in the video with Luca and me out in your cul-de-sac. These are two concepts that are really important with training anytime, any dog, and it's something that is frequently not taught to clients or is easily forgotten by trainers and clients, and that is the concept of two things. One is spatial pressure for training and follow-up of a command, and the other is leash pressure. Both very similar concepts, but let me break them down into the two of them. The first thing, you saw me apply it in the cul-de-sac video, is spatial pressure. The idea behind spatial pressure is that if this is your dog and you are telling your dog to do something or to not do something, you might be saying sit or down, you might be saying leave it, you might be telling a dog to go, whatever it is. When you give that dog a command and that dog seems to be staring at you dumbfounded or digging in and being stubborn or just flaking out, whatever, dog doesn't respond. This is you, this is the dog. So spatial pressure is just moving in on the dog. If you're really close to them already, you can lean a little bit. The idea is that you are calm and assertive. You are just getting up into their space. When you move into the dog's space, you take away their power. Likewise, if you're hanging out on the sofa and a dog gets up in your space, they are taking your power, which is fine if that's okay with you. But the point is that when you say, Luca, sit, and Luca stares at you like, never heard the word, instead of saying the word again, which is what most people do, you just move up and maybe give him a hand signal. But you don't, if you can avoid it, you don't say the command again. You move up. That's what gives the word meaning, is that you follow through in his language, which is the use of space. This is, you're talking dog here. Instead of doing what humans tend to do, which is the human language, sit, 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 sit. We keep repeating that. That's a very human way to communicate. But give him the command that he understands. Once you know he understands it, and if he seems to not be understanding English, then you talk dog and move in. That is spatial pressure. So if you want him to leave it and he's not leaving it, move up. Maybe lean in a little bit. If you want him to go away and he's not leaving, move up. Even bump him sometimes to make him go away. You can do this when he's on the couch too. You tell him to get off and he doesn't, use your arm or your hand to firmly bump. Remember, we don't want to get into a pushing match because that's play, but a bump will do it. So that is spatial pressure. If somebody is coming into your house and you want him to back away from that person, you can say leave it and then move toward him, and he should keep backing away if you get into his space. You may have to do a little bit of goal keeping. He moves to the left, moves to the right, but ultimately your goal is to get him to go backwards, even if you have to do a little bit of a dance. Ultimately, you want him going back. So that's spatial pressure. Leash pressure is a similar concept, and when folks are training their dogs on leash, they often either don't know about it or forget about it. The idea is that before we can expect a dog to understand what we want from them on leash, before we can expect them to understand what different feelings are if we give a dog a correction or pull them or any number of things, it means nothing to a dog. They're just getting jerked around. It has no message to it. So what we want to do is take a dog out, and I have done this with Luca in 2 sessions, and he seems to be getting it beautifully, but we want to give him more practice than that, and you guys need practice on it. So pretend that this is the leash, right? And it's attached to Luca. You want to, without giving him any commands, pull the leash so that it's taut. Not pull him. You're not dragging Luca. He's standing or sitting or doing whatever he's doing, looking away from you or looking at you, whatever he's doing. And you want to pull the leash just so that it's not floppy, so that it gets taut. And then you just hold it. And what we want is for him to start coming to you so that he starts understanding that when he feels tightness, oh, that means go. to the handler. You can give him a little bit of assistance if he stands there and seems to not get it at all. You can, or something like that. Don't use a command, but you can encourage him, pat your leg or anything you want to. So what you want to do is just these little repeated exercises where he's not coming to you, he's standing still, or he's going away from you, and you just boom, hold it tight. No pulling, just hold it tight. So you got a taut leash. And as soon as he starts moving towards you, you celebrate, congratulate. If you want to give him treats, you can. But reinforce that, yes, when you feel that tightness, come toward me. This will help down the road with more leash training. He's already starting to get the hang of heel beautifully. But you'll also want, when you're letting him roam a little bit on a loose leash, and he's got 4 to 6 feet, if you need to bring him back in, you want to be able to just give him a tug and have him understand it. So I hope that that is clear. If you want to do some specifically leash working sessions down the road, I'd be happy to do that. And of course, you can always call or text me anytime. So, okay, let's plan to have one session so that we can catch up and make sure you feel good about all of these things. And we can do that when I get back into town sometime after September 25th. All right, we'll see you.